What is the story, everybody? This is Jonathan and Sean again coming at you with yet another deck profile. But before we get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please smash that subscribe button to help your boys reach our new goal of 1,400 subscribers. And as always, check out the links in our description where you'll find Kong's cards. And you can take advantage of our discount code ChainBlock5 for 5% off all your current and future purchases. Stampede is the next set around the corner, which obviously features some amazing reprints for new and old Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Save yourself some money at checkout. If it wasn't obvious enough, by what you can see in front of you here today, we are profiling a deck that was the most viewed deck profile on our channel for about 2 years. And it was filmed right here again in my fucking kitchen. What are we profiling today, Sean?
So, the old list we had on our channel did excellent for us for Dark World.
It was weird.
It was a day one profile when the structure deck came out. And I was vastly unhappy with it after testing the deck further. And it's a wrong I've been meaning to right for a couple of years now. So this is one of my favorite decks ever. It's one of the most explosive decks ever. We're back on Dark World. Hi guys, Sean from ChainBlock here. I just want to preface this. This list was recorded pre-Banlist. The only changes are Griffin is now banned and Talents is now at 1. I'd replace the 1 Talents with pretty much anything. Thrust would be my recommendation. So you won't draw multiples, but it can get the Dark Corridor, it can get the Talents, it can get whatever you need. Improves your going second a little bit. The Griffin in the extra deck can be replaced with pretty much anything, like at all. My recommendations would be something like Typhon, or possibly Bujinki Ahashima is really nice for getting to your rank 8s. Alternatively, any light or dark link is pretty strong. Something that you want to summon back off about, usually.
To be fair, that old ass list still got you, like, I think it was second at the locals you brought it to that Friday.
Oh yeah. Untested.
Untested UnderWorld lists.
So here is my current format, YuGiOh Malice Dark World list.
Nice.
We are on 3 Rainbow.
Yes.
You can special him from grave by returning a level 7 or higher, or level 7 or lower Dark World you control to hand. Not once per turn.
Of course.
If it's discarded to grave by card effect, add a level 5 or higher Dark World from deck to hand. Then if it was discarded by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Dark World from deck or grave to either field.
There is ways to do that.
There is indeed. We've got 3 Snow, unlike a Dark World.
Yeah.
When it's discarded to grave by card effect, you can search a Dark World, and if it was discarded by an opponent's... it's Dark World card, by the way. If it was discarded by an opponent's card effect, you can target a monster in their grave and special summon it to your field in defense position.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's Rota for everything. We are on 3 Genta Gate Mana Dark World.
Still a great card.
So yeah, you can only special him once per turn.
Yes.
But you can discard him to grave to add a Gates of Dark World from deck to hand. That's not once per turn.
Lots of time, yes.
And if it's banished while you control a Dark World card, which Gates does, you can special it for free.
Yeah.
It being a level 4 makes that actually quite good.
Yes, I'd imagine so.
Then for the 2-ofs, we're on 2 of the Goat, Grapha, Dragon Lord of Dark World.
What a card.
Special him from grave by returning a face-up Dark World you control to the hand. Again, not once per turn.
Of course.
This gives you almost infinite material with Rainbow on a good hand.
Sweet.
If he's discarded to grave by card effect, you can pop a card your opponent controls.
You know, that's good.
Then if it was discarded by an opponent's card effect, you can look at a random card in their hand, and if that card was a monster, you can special it to your field.
Yeah, you know, that actually does come up, which is really fun. Yeah.
It's RNG, but it's good RNG.
Yeah.
Then we've got 2 Silva.
Yes.
When he's discarded, special it. But if it was discarded by your opponent's card effect, your opponent puts 2 cards from their hand on the bottom of their deck.
Yes, you may have remember when Dark World's new structure deck came out on Master Duel, this card was preemptively banned, I believe.
It's not in TCG, and we are going to abuse this.
No, it is not. It only recently came to 3 as well, actually.
And then for our 1-ofs, we're on 1 Brow, Huntsman of Dark World. It's pretty simple. If he's discarded, you draw 1. If he was discarded by your opponent, you draw 2.
Yeah.
Easy card advantage, you wouldn't need more than 1. It's even debatable if you play it, but I've never disliked it.
No.
Especially because playing into draw is something this deck absolutely has to do.
You just have to accept that that's a risk you've willing to take.
And then finally, 1 Ceruli. This is the glue that holds the hand loop together.
This is
if it's discarded by card effect, you special it to your opponent's field. Then if it's special summoned by the effect of a Dark World card, itself included, your opponent discards a card.
Yes.
Now you can technically use that to make your opponent discard a card, but what you're actually doing is giving this to your opponent to make you discard the Silva,
Yes.
and then you hand loop them twice.
Yeah, and
that puts them on one card.
don't you pop it and resummon it again?
You bounce it back to hand. With some stuff I'll show later.
I played a game. It was the funniest game I've ever played on Dueling Book, of where I parodied someone, and he just kept summoning from hand. So he just kept replenishing my hand, and he just kept trying to rip my hand, and then after about 10 minutes he just gave up. It was so funny.
Yeah. Perulia does do a lot for this deck. A lot into this deck, I should say. Then for the danger cards, you can't play Dark World without the dangers.
Of course not.
We're on triple Nessie.
Nice.
The best one.
Yeah.
You either summon and draw one, that's all of the dangers. Or if you discard this one, because it randomly discards a card from hand.
It does, yes, if you did not know that.
This one searches a different danger.
Yes.
Which is the best one.
Yes.
Then we play the level 8s because they're level 8. Bigfoot's pretty good, pops a face up.
Yeah.
Thunderbird is not, pops a face down.
Yes.
You want different names. They're good.
Yes. Thunderbird is a very annoying card. It always seems to miss when you want it to.
Yep. 2 Mothman.
Nice.
This one's the best one to miss on.
Yes.
Because you can make both players draw one and then discard one.
I believe this and Chupacabra are, strangely enough, the most expensive ones. I think Mothman is still like €7.
Ooh, I didn't know that, but could be true. Speaking of which, we're on the 1 Chup.
Here he is.
This one summons a danger from grave if it's discarded, so you never do this one first.
No.
But it comes up and it's a level 4, which is why we're on it.
Very good.
We are on 2 Jackalope, the other
Yes.
best one. This one specials one from deck, so you just get one of the level 8s.
I do believe the last time we deck profiled this, there was some limitations and semi-limits to the Dark World, or the danger cards.
This one's still at 2, I believe.
It was at 1, I think, when we did
Yeah.
it.
And then the one of Tsuchinoko.
Yes.
You could play more, because this one always summons itself, but we're only on 1, because it's probably the worst one in this deck. The reason you play it is because if you get to last card Nessie, or like second last card, if you're low on cards in hand, you search this one to get a guaranteed summon.
Is Snake unlimited? It's still at 1, is it?
I think both of these are still at 2, but I could be mistaken.
Okay, I'm not sure.
Then we play the one of Salamander Catalyzer.
Good card.
So you reveal this card and a fiend in hand. You special one, discard the other.
Yeah.
And then when a monster is destroyed by battle involving your fiend monster, so either if you run over something or they run over yours, you can add it back to hand. It's also a level 4. You'll notice. It triggers all your Dark Worlds. It's fiend. It's level 4. It's good.
Yeah.
You wouldn't play more than one, probably.
No, it's a good card though.
Then the quote-unquote spice. We're on 3 tour guide of the Underworld.
Nice. Common tour guides. Are they from the Dark World deck?
I think they're from the Lair of Darkness structure, maybe?
God,
some old-ass structure.
Shoutout Cal.
Yep. So yeah, tour guide. I'll explain that one in a little bit. It'll make sense when we get to it. We are on... that's all the monsters. So you'll notice no hand traps. This deck cannot play them.
There's a lot of them because we just cycled through a lot of this card.
We are on 3 The Gates of Dark World.
Yes.
Fiend monsters gain 300 attack and defense. Would you believe that's relevant? It lets Grapha run over Detonator.
Do you know why it's also relevant? It outs Typhon.
This is true.
It's so stupid.
And then once per turn, you can banish a fiend from grave. That's going to be your Genta to summon, or stuff you've already used because you will go through multiple copies of this turn 1. Discard a fiend, then draw a card. So it triggers all your Dark Worlds and replaces them.
Nice.
We play 2 Dark World Accession. During the main phase, you can fusion summon a fiend fusion from your extra by banishing materials from field or grave. And if you're fusion summoning a Dark World, which you are, you can discard monsters as material, which triggers them.
Sweet.
The main reason we're at 2 instead of 1 is during your main phase, if this is in grave, you can add this card to hand and then discard a Dark World monster.
Oh, okay.
So you'll hit it off a danger and just get it back.
Nice.
You also always want to have access, and you usually don't want to have to search it. You just want to draw it through the course of your turn.
Cool. Okay.
So that's why we're on 2.
You do draw. You go through your whole deck and
We're on 2 Dark Corridor. This is a card that is good enough to play at 3, but is a hard once per turn, and as we've mentioned, you just draw half your deck.
Yeah.
So you don't want a bunch of these dead in your hand.
Yeah, it was like 20 quid when it came out. Really
Was when I bought them.
Yeah, of course.
So what this does is you add a Dark World monster from your deck to your hand, then discard a card.
Nice.
Hard once per turn. Really simple as can be. It's unbelievable. The main issues with this card are that it's a hard once per turn, which, fair enough. The other problem is this is not a Dark World spell trap. It is called Dark Corridor.
Oh.
You cannot search this off
Boy,
Snow.
Konami, don't be doing that.
Yep, it's like personal spoofing.
Yes, yeah. Oh, this is draw it.
Yep. Then we've got the one UnderWorld Archetypes.
Okay.
I would never cut this. Some people do.
Yeah.
During your main, you can discard a UnderWorld monster, and if you do, UnderWorld monsters you currently control gain attack equal to the level the discarded monster had in hand times 100 until the end of turn.
Yeah.
It's relevant for getting over some bigger threats. And then if a monster whose original type is Fiend is discarded from your hand by the effect of a UnderWorld's card or any opponent's card effect, even during the damage step.
That's...
You rarely hear that one.
No.
You can discard a card, then draw 2 cards. Both effects hard once per turn. It's just free draw power.
That's so good.
The one of card destruction.
Nice.
You'd play 10 if you could. Both players must discard their entire hands and draw the same number of cards that they discarded from their respective decks. Everyone's favorite Magic card. Card destruction. It's unbelievable. In
Everybody seems, when you see this in deck profiles, everyone seems to have starter deck Pegasus.
Oh yeah. Well, this one's starter deck Yugi.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, SDY.
Shit. There you go. Nice.
And then finally, rounding out the main, we have 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent.
Just in case.
You almost always use this to draw 2 in this deck. But you can do the other effects.
You could rip like the final card out of their hand or something.
That's also what it's used for. But yeah, you draw and just get more power. This is a very much, all gas, no brakes, glass cannon deck.
I do believe we mentioned it before, but any format that Droll is not prevalent in, this deck always becomes good.
Yeah. Now, Droll is very prevalent right now, but frankly, they just have to draw it,
That's it. It's one of them things. You just, if you're playing
and there are some plays around it. That is actually why the tour guide is in here. Well, I'll explain it now. We'll go on to the extra. So, first things first, we're on the 1 Grapha Dragon Overlord.
What a
I
card.
would love to play 2, you just don't have room.
Yeah.
So this requires Grapha and a Dark monster. When your opponent activates a monster effect or a normal spell trap card while you have a card in your hand as a quick effect, you can activate this effect. Their activate effect becomes your opponent discards 1 card.
Nice.
So this is not negate, it is text replacement, which is one of the best things you can do in Yu-Gi-Oh!
People say, it's a form. It's really good. It's a very rare effect.
Yeah, but it also makes your opponent make you discard a card, which triggers all the secondary effects of your deck rolls.
This is very, very true.
Very important as well for a card in the side deck, which I'll show you in a minute.
I used to play this entire. What a card!
It's excellent. Yeah, you could make it off King of the Swamp back in the day.
Go.
Yeah. Then, if this fusion summon card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon one of your Grapha, like the main deck one, from Banished or Grave. Then each player with a hand discards a card.
Good.
So that can also finish off the 5th card in your opponent's hand.
There's a few different options to finish off the hand ripping.
So then, I mentioned earlier that you're going to bounce the Silva and the Ceruli. To do so, we have Akashic Magician.
Yes.
When it's link summoned, you can return all monsters discard points to the hand. So zone placement is important.
Yeah.
You'll put your opponent's Ceruli in front of the EMZ and your Silva behind it, and then summon this.
Yeah.
Similarly, we have Security Dragon.
The Security Dragon.
This one has to be co-linked to activate it.
Yeah.
But you target a monster your opponent controls, return it to the hand. This is the one you use second. So you'll make the Akashic, you'll bounce both. You'll resummon the Ceruli, you'll rediscard your Silva, then you'll make the Security Dragon to bounce the Ceruli.
Yeah.
Also helps play around cash. Not super relevant right now, but it does come up. We've got the 1 Muckraker.
What a card.
Summons back a Fiend, can replace the destruction of a Fiend, discards a card, it's good.
Make it last.
Yep. SP Little Knight. It's just a good card.
Yes.
We have the 1 Nightmare Phoenix. This discards for cost, so it doesn't trigger them, but it's back row removal and it's a Fiend link too.
Yeah, it is.
1 Nightmare Griffin. Similarly, it's
Yeah.
Fiend, it locks stuff, you can make enough links that this will just be in the middle of your field.
People calling for that card to get banned.
Yeah, it also resets some of your power spells, you can get back stuff. It's pretty nice. Abawaku, great card.
What a card.
Yeah, unbelievable card. So yeah, this pops 1 or tags out and resummons a Light of Dark, and then draws cards in the standby.
Yeah.
You don't draw too many in this deck, it's mostly Fiends, but every little helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to explain the tour guide.
Right.
It has an interaction with the card in the side, you'll see in a minute. The main thing is Bamboozling Gossip Shadow.
Nice.
This also has a text replacement effect.
Okay.
So once per turn when an opponent's monster activates effect as a quick effect, you can detach 2 from this card. The activated effect becomes both players draw 1 card. So this turns off your opponent's Droll, because you start with the tour guide, you normal it, you special another copy, you overlay for this, and then if they droll you on your first search, you can negate it. It's the only way this deck has to play around draw. It can also negate nib.
Ironically, you negate draw by drawing a card.
Yep. So yeah, that's why this is in here. It can also target a number Xyz monster you control, attach it, and all cards attached to it as material.
Nice.
That does come up. We do play number monsters.
Okay, sweet.
So we're on number 41, Baguska. This is your play under Shifter. Shifter eats this deck alive. You just make Baguska. We are on Dugares the Timeless. This card has 3 effects. One of them helps OTK. One of them is a revive. But the main reason you play it is draw 2 cards, then discard 1 card as a card effect.
Yes.
Very strong card.
I recently started playing that in Ancient Gear to make the big fusion 9k.
Ooh, lovely. So then other number monsters. So yeah, we've got 2 so far outside the shadow. We are on number 90, Galaxio's Photon Lord. This is how you play around Nib.
What a card.
You funnel your level 8 dangers into this.
Yeah.
So yeah, when your opponent's monster activates effect, quick effect, detach material, negate that monster's effect.
So I think there's like 6 level 8 monsters in this deck, something like that, so it's pretty good. Like.
But you do get all of them, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We have number 38, Hope Harbinger, Dragon Titanic Galaxy. It can redirect attacks, but it negates a spell, basically, is what it does.
The only time I ever felt like I was ahead of the curve in Yu-Gi-Oh! Was this card when I posted into our group chat a month beforehand saying that Snake Eyes would be making this.
That is true.
And then it happened.
Then the... a card I love that really only has a home in this deck is Coach King Giant Trainer.
Yo.
So you make this with 3 level 8s.
Yeah.
Non once per turn, detach a material, draw a card, reveal it. If that card was a monster, burn your opponent for 800.
Nice.
It does skip your battle phase. It also has the fun line of text of you can only use this effect up to thrice per turn.
Thrice, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy is 3 draws when you make him.
Win a time.
That's the other thing.
I've seen people make this in Fire King as well. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense, especially because it's a fire. But yeah, it's very nice in this deck. And then finally, we're on quite a few Xyzes. So we have the Zeus. This is also another reason Gossip Shadow's attaching is relevant, because you can make, say, Baguska, pass a turn, attach the Gossip Shadow, make like a 6-man Zeus.
Again, another Starter Master Duel reference. When Gossip Shadow was at the start of the game, people were just using it to make big Zeuses.
Yeah. So yeah, the extra is super tight. Nothing in here, in my opinion, is cuttable.
Nice.
But all of it has at least 1 function, if not more.
Cool.
So then onto the side deck. We are on the 1 Harpy's Feather Duster.
Of course.
Blows up back row. Most of the things you want in this deck are normal spells, because you can set them and then activate them when you need to, because you don't want to discard stuff off your dangers.
Makes sense.
To go with the tour guide, we are on 1 Sangan.
Nice. Oh, is that a nice prismatic Sangan?
So when it's sent from field to grave, add a monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, but you can't activate it for the rest of the turn.
Yes.
So what you do is you tour guide this out, you link it off, and then you make the Dark World Fusion, and you use this to search if you haven't drawn one of your 3 copies of Neko Main King. Some tier format players might remember this. Yeah. During your opponent's turn, when this card in your possession is sent to grave by an opponent's card effect, it becomes the end phase of this turn.
Yes.
So on your opponent's turn, you have the Grapha up, you have this in hand.
Yeah.
Your opponent activates any card effect. You go Grapha, text, replace, both players discard a card.
Yeah.
Neko Main King is discarded by your opponent's card effect. It becomes the end phase of their turn.
Yeah. So, just in case you thought you heard Sean wrong there, this did get an OTS reprint purely because it shot up to like a tenner because people were using it to end the turn of tier players, and that was like...
So yeah, it was when the Ishizu stuff was out, the mill cards from your deck.
Yeah.
You just side in 3 of this and hope they hit it. Because this deck can force them to hit it.
Yeah, because... What was it? You used to get up to like chain 7s and you were discarding sometimes in one chain 16 cards. Or milling 16 cards.
Yeah. But this deck forces them to make you discard it, then their turn ends.
Yes, nice.
Into Ryziel, it's awesome. They'll go 7 Tachyon and you'll go, we both discard 1. Yeah. And then you'll discard Neko Main and then it's their end phase.
Nice.
This deck doesn't technically need its normal. It does use it a lot of the time.
God.
But sometimes you'd rather normal summon Ra Sphere Mode.
Nice.
This is good into any of those combo decks that go wide, your White Forest, certain builds of Malice, Ryziel if they get greedy.
Most rogue.
On the Dweller stuff, a lot of rogue.
Most rogue.
You'll know after game one whether you're going to side this in or not.
Yeah, yeah.
But when you do side it in, it's such an unbelievable blowout. Especially because this deck can OTK through anything.
I side Sphere Mode most locals.
Yeah.
It's just
it's very strong. Also, I just like playing cards that a lot of decks don't get to play.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
Sphere Mode, Neko Main, these are all cards that I think are cool.
Yeah.
We're on the 3 evenly. This may sound counterintuitive, but essentially you just want... you can make this Dark Ruler if you'd like, but the best decks of this format are layering their interactions in such a way that Dark Ruler isn't very good, and stuff like Droplet are too resource intensive for this deck.
Exactly, yeah.
So essentially, especially into Ryziel, because you can suffer from cross a lot, you'll just go in battle phase, you'll use this, you'll hand loop them, you'll blow up their board, and you'll just make something they can't beat. Triple Lancia.
Makes sense. Say no more.
Yeah, I mean, this deck kind of doesn't love it because often you can fall victim to discarding it, but on the other end of that, you can draw into it if you don't hard open it a lot. If you're in Malice, if you're in the Malice matchup, you'll often prioritize this rather than building a big board.
Yeah, exactly.
So you'll just wait till you get to this and then hold on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. And then last card, Skill Drain. We used to have it at 3, now we don't. It's unbelievable in this deck because all your guys are really big and activate in the grave.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the deck.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's very explosive. If you don't get drolled or shifted, you pretty much win the game if you draw good.
Nice. So yeah, that is Sean's version 2 of Dark World, nearly 2 years on. But yeah, please like, comment and subscribe. See you.